It's aliens and they're living in your town. They have arrived. They're all around. So many aliens living in your town. Are you scared of aliens? Well, you should.
Hello, weirdos out there in Weirdo Land. You have tuned in to half of a show. Sweet Denny's, holler if you hear me.
Holla.
Yeah, we are not doing a Weird Whenever podcast tonight. Unfortunately, it's the summertime. A lot's going on, Sweet Denny's. You know, teachers are taking vacations.
Schedules. I mean, this is Rum Springer for teachers right now.
Oh, this is when you drink the Sex on the Beach and you get on the table and you dance, right?
It is. I mean, these would be the times. No times like the present.
I have been to a few teacher end of the year parties where it is, you know, the end of May or beginning of June. You've got a room full of teachers and they are turned and drunk.
Oh, yeah.
And holy shitballs, dude, they know how to party. Can I get a hell yeah with them teachers?
Hell yeah. Yeah, no, the teachers do party. I mean, they go through a lot all year, so they blow off that steam, which I think is probably healthy. But, yeah, they party hard.
Yeah, they do. You know, we talked to Beckett earlier today. We were not going to do a podcast at all. We weren't going to do anything because Vicky had some stuff she had to do.
Everybody's getting their summer schedules in order, so we weren't going to do one, but we decided it'd probably be nice just to tune in with the good people and
well, you know,
update 'em.
Beckett was going to he was going to come, and then Sweet Denny's came over around 3 p, and we started working on some stuff for the show. We go, you know, why don't we just go live real quick, let the audience know.
Say what's up.
Yeah, say what's up. We're probably going to take a few weeks off for Weird and Whatever because it is the summertime, and everyone is taking vacation. And, Denny's, we are getting ready to go into the KVJ horror movie.
The beginning phases, so we need a little bit of time for the pre-production.
Yes, I know maybe only 10% of our audience likes that likes when we do the movie, but it does take a long time.
It really does because it's kind of a two-man operation. We'll commission suits occasionally, but for the most part, it's really just Bird and I just editing and filming everything.
Which that has its blessing and its cursings.
For sure. I mean, it is nice because it's we can do it whenever we need to, you know.
But if you are somebody that has access to some type of house or property that would look like something you would see in a Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Denny's, how would you explain the house I'm looking for?
Kind of like an older, more creepy, eclectic house. Something that looks like it could be a place of maybe like a Shady Deeds, right? You're saying,
also, too, if someone's got a house where there's land, a plot of land, where it kind of gives an acre or so to kind of have people run around and get murdered and shit. That would be really cool. So we're kind of putting that out there. I'm also putting the call out for people that want to be actors or extras.
for sure.
I'm trying to get a lot of KVJ Nation involved in it that way.
Mm-hmm.
So let us know.
Send it off to you. I guess you would just submit them to mail a KVJ show, and then we'll just kind of collect them.
Yeah, that or Jason KVJ at the Instagram.
Oh, that's probably better.
It's not a foolproof way of getting a hold of me, but it is the best way,
Yeah.
if there is a way. But it's not foolproof. Hey, what's up, chat room? Hello, everybody. We got a Aaron Beck. We got a Yay6. This is more of kind of just a forum, not really more of a podcast, but just more of a, hey, what the fuck's going on? How's it going? Denny's got a dog.
It's true. Living
How's that going?
Dog life, yes. It's a puppy, too, so it takes a lot of attention. It's kind of fun watching them grow, but, I mean, they want to play nonstop.
Well, come on. I think people want to hear the true thoughts of what Denny's feels, you know, when it comes to training a puppy. You weren't, I wouldn't say, you weren't against it, but you weren't necessarily for it.
Absolutely. I think a lot of cases go that way. Somebody in the family wants a puppy, and then you get, you start looking at them and stuff. So we got one, and at first, I don't know any of the rules. I mean, we grew up with animals. The reason I never had animals later was that I just have allergies and stuff. My parents were like, yeah, well, my parents are big. They always had 2 cats and a dog. I mean, and a lot of my friends' families had that.
2 cats and a dog sounds kind of dirty.
Yeah, it does. But that was a pretty common. I feel like a lot of households have at least one cat, one dog, two cats, and a dog. It seems pretty common.
People in the chat room, which is 6 deep, half a dozen, and I love this half a dozen. This is the fucking hardcore Denny's. This half a dozen right here. Let us know. Are you a multi-pet family? Do you have a hamster and a cat? Do you have a dolphin and a dog?
I'll
a
tell you.
turtle and a tit. Yeah, go ahead.
Well, so having cats, which I was not necessarily a cat person either, but I do have cats. So I guess learning from them, they're a much different creature. I mean, I guess they both have their pluses and minuses, but I will say dogs is nice because it forces you to get outside a lot. So I feel like you get sunlight, especially now in Florida. It's very hot, but it's got me a lot more mobile, which I feel is kind of a good thing. So I do enjoy that part.
So your wife is in the chat room, which I love, and she goes, "You better not besmirch the dog." Besmirch the dog.
The dog is very, very nice. She's incredibly well behaved too.
Oh my gosh, I got some quality time with Sweet Denny's dog, and holy shit. Oh man, snout it out loud. Oh my gosh, twist and snout.
So it's funny watching the interactions with people because we have a pretty, I guess you could call it active household. When you come over, no issue with Bird at all whatsoever. The dog just, you guys pretty much snuggled right away.
Because that dog knows I love her. I do. I love dogs, man. I'm not ready yet. I will be. Let's get this movie done.
Yes.
Let's get the movie done. Let's get towards the end of the year. I think towards the end of the year, we can talk Bird getting a dog.
It is. It's nice, though. It is nice. It's a change up, though. It changes up everything.
You don't really ever butt in with my life. You don't ever give kind of random advice. And you did about a couple weeks ago after you guys got a dog. And I was just talking about how, man, there were so many dogs I wanted. And so when you do weigh in, it weighs in heavier than most people because you don't do it often. So when you do it, I know there must be some merit behind it. You go, Bird, don't get a dog right now. You don't need a dog right now. I think you just need to chill. And you're right. It ain't the time yet, baby.
Yeah, I would wait.
And that's why your opinion weighs heavier.
Yeah, I mean, I see the perks. Beckett is very big advocate of people owning dogs and stuff, and we, rescue through. I think it's a personal friend of his.
Oh yeah,
from
no,
the rescue place.
Maybe one day we'll tell this story about how Beckett gave me the worst advice.
Oh yeah,
when I was drunk.
And
I listened to him.
Sometimes,
and it was terrible.
After the podcast, if Beckett decides to chill, or it's like a looser Friday, we know we're going into.
This was at the old place.
Oh yeah, I remember.
Yeah, and it was terrible advice. And he goes, "Man, fucking carpe diem." I'm like, "Fuck yeah!" After the 7th shot, and the havoc that trickled down after. And I apologize to the audience that's listening. I know I'm being vague. But it was terrible advice from Beckett. And maybe one day we'll get into it.
Yeah, he'd love to bring it up too.
But I'm glad that the dog is going well.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I come home. I have a schedule now. Going on 3 weeks here. So that's pretty cool. You kind of get more of a schedule. I think, 3 months it'll be even more tight.
Oh, the dog just, I can rub it. I can kiss I love kissing a dog's snout. I know that sounds dirty. It's not dirty.
I get it.
And I know I've told this story before, but I'm going to tell it again because I think it stayed with me. We just moved into Palm Beach Gardens when I was about 12 years old. And there was this kid, Chris, in the neighborhood. And maybe he wasn't hot shit, but I'm a newbie. So I'm thinking he is hot shit. All the kids in the neighborhood seemed to think he was hot shit. And at first it was so cool to hang out with. I had so much fun hanging out with this kid, Chris. His sister, I had a crush on his sister. She was cool. And all of a sudden, he started kind of showing his hand a little bit. He started being a little cop, like a dick.
I get it.
Yeah, being a real prick, a real fuckface. And you're all of a sudden playing wiffle ball, and there was no cheating involved. And he's being a bitch, and I don't just the telltale signs of an asshole.
Yeah.
And then he progressively started getting worse. Real psycho shit. And then one day, I was laying in the front room, and we had this window on our front door, which I don't ever recommend having a window in your
I think
front
it's
door.
a terrible idea.
Well, you can see everything going on, and you don't know who's watching. You know what I mean?
Times are different. I would definitely not have a window front door.
Times are different, Denny's.
So I do, but I put an obstruction over it so you can't look into it.
Yeah, exactly. Have it during, times where you want the light to come in, but if you think you're having private moments,
I would always object. I'd say make your front door sturdy just in case somebody tries to rob you.
So we have this dog Charlie who is in dog years he had to have been 2,000 years old. He was so old and such a sweetheart. And he's laying on the front area by where the window is at. Sun's coming in right on Chewy's snout. I'm rubbing on him. We're having a great moment, and I start kissing his snout a little bit.
All right.
And all of a sudden, I hear something at the front door in that window looking down at me. He goes, it's Chris looking at me, the popular kid on the block, the cool kid. And he goes, damn, look, man, he's making out with his dog. He's making out with it. I was not making out with my dog, obviously.
What a weird thing to happen.
Oh, he was being such a dick about it, and then I got defensive. I'm like, I'm not making out with I'm having a moment with. He's dying. He's old, and he told people in the neighborhood that I made out with my dog.
What a weird thing.
He was a dick, man.
How old?
We're probably talking circa 12.
All right, yeah, all right.
The terrible mean years.
I'd say from 9 to. Well, so it's different. From like 9 to 13, you kind of have some bullies and stuff, but then from 13 onward through high school, it's a different type of pressure. It's not necessarily bullies. It's you have so much to. High school's a lot to deal with emotionally and.
Well, for the 10 strong listening right now, could you do me a favor? # fuck Chris.
That's pretty funny.
Even if I just see one, this whole conversation was worth it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but to get back to the horror movie, we do need a house. We need some extras, and possibly some actors. Anything else you can think of?
No. We've been going over the script and stuff. We're not trying to give away anything. But yeah, I'm just thinking through. It's really we do need a strong cast of people and we need that location.
Yes, and we also need a very good makeup person. That's what we need.
So we might need a team of makeup people.
Well, people that really know how to do I don't know,
prosthetics
scars and blood and all that shit.
It's definitely gonna be scars, blood, probably some
Stitching.
Stitching's gonna be kind of like a theme.
Yeah, and if you guys know, you guys will get no credit and paid no money, but you will get many shout-outs on the podcast.
There you go, yeah.
So it's really not worth your time, but if you want to be a part of it, let us know. It's a ragtag kind of a, grassroots
production. It really is.
Friends and family. And one of these days, Denny's, we are going to get up to 13,000 views.
Yes.
We're almost there for Grimsley.
Yes.
We're close. we're close. Anything on your mind you want to get off your chest?
Nah, just I'm hyped. We were talking earlier. Thursday is kind of, as Virginia jokes in the morning, Friday light or Friday Eve. But it really is so relaxing. If you work a 9 to 5 Monday through Friday, it really is nice when you don't have to wake up the next morning. So I always love Thursdays because it's kind of like a prelude to Friday where you have the next 2 days off, because doing one day is nothing. Getting up and doing one day and then being able to stay up late is great.
We do have some fuck Krish. We have some hashtag fuck Krish. I turned it into Jodie Foster. Someone in Lamb's Denny's. Yeah, we have some hashtag fuck Chris's in the chat room, and that's why I love this chat room. We got 15 strong.
Nice.
Yeah, I love it. Okay, now the 15 strong, we just lost one. The 14 strong. And 13 strong.
Yeah, it has a better ring to it.
You're right. I had a issue.
All right.
And I can talk about it here because it's not going to get a lot of traction. So I can get kind of like we're on a bar right now.
All right.
We're having some drinks, which I have had, clearly. And Denny has had his own version of drinks.
I have.
And I joined him for that as well.
Kind of been chilling for a while.
Yeah, we've been chilling for a while.
Like I said, it's Friday Eve.
We weren't gonna even go live today.
No, this was all impromptu.
Well, we haven't been. I got COVID, and then it's summertime, and we haven't been very consistent with weird and whatever. And I feel bad about that. But like I've said before, y'all, I apologize for the inconsistency. KVJ shit just takes.
We always take a break anyway. It's summer
Yeah.
plans just gets a little convoluted because everybody's trying to do something. Summer shifts a lot of people's schedules.
But I really am serious. I would love to get all of our diehards in this movie.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Please,
I
if
think
you
that's totally achievable.
Yeah, you all, especially y'all. I mean, the 14 strong, and we are hashtag 14 strong. Y'all would be exactly what I need for a scene. It would be perfect.
Yes.
Yeah, but here's my issue, and tell me if I'm off on this. When it comes to my lawn, I have people that work that I pay
All right.
for, and it's supposed to be a weekly thing.
All right.
I don't think they've been here for 2 weeks. And on top of that, look, I know shit happens, and I'm you know, if they said, oh, blah, 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 this happened, I'm so forgiving. But they also don't pick a consistent day. For example, I would assume if you have a lawn service, they would do every Monday or every Tuesday.
Yes.
Every single week, it feels like it's one day it's a Monday, then it's a Tuesday the next week, then it's back to Monday, then it's a fucking Friday.
Yeah.
Is that how it is?
No.
Or is that the normal, I guess? I've never paid for lawn in my life before.
I don't think so.
I'm just not good at that shit. So I wanted to, do the service. Yeah, Denny's, go on.
Well, I have a very odd lawn situation myself, but yeah, no, mine is like every Tuesday, like clockwork, 9 a.m. Always. They do. That's how, and it's every other week. I don't do it every week.
Yeah, okay.
And they never miss a beat. But my dude's weird. He went out of town, right?
Yeah.
And he wrote me a letter saying to send him the check to where he's going, and these will be the dates he's there. But like, I'm pretty modern, I guess, where I don't have a checkbook handy. So I had to order a checkbook, and he was texting me to hurry up. And he goes, I'm not going to be out of town forever. I was like, you gave me no details. You left me a serial killer letter on my freaking lawn. It was so weird.
Yeah. I
said, do you have Venmo? And he goes, bro, I don't want to talk about technology. I have a flip phone. He says that every time I say something.
Okay, let's see here what the people are saying about the lawn thing. And some people may say, fuck you, Bird, mow your own lawn. And I get that. But
I mean, you could hire somebody to mow.
Well, unfortunately, if I throw out my back, I can be out for 2 or 3 weeks. I can't bend over a lot of times. It sucks. So going out there to mow my own lawn may not be a consistent thing for me.
Well, your lawn's tricky too, because if you had a riding mower, you could nail the front real quick. The problem is you have a very intricate backyard. It's very small, tight. You'd have to have a push mower, so you'd have to have 2 mowers.
Yeah, it's a Tetris kind of. It's almost easier just to have somebody that knows what the fuck they're doing.
And they got the equipment for it.
Exactly.
Gas is expensive. I mean,
I'm still processing. I mean, that donkey kicking me.
Yeah.
No, I'm sorry, the pony. When I was 7.
I remember the tales.
The birthday. Yeah. Okay, so let's see what the chat room is saying. They are saying, well. I don't even think they're answering me. Oh, so fuck.
They're like, we don't give a shit, Bird, about your bullshit.
Yeah, about your fucking lawn issue. Well, I just don't know. I really do hate confrontation. I know it may sound like I don't, but I don't ever want to talk about, hey man, so is it possible you could do every Tuesday? I just don't like doing that shit. So that's why I do ask the good people here.
Oh, so I even witnessed an interaction earlier with you. The problem is you try to be nice, and that guy earlier would not leave. It was a door-to-door solicitor.
I had a weird issue today. This motherfucker knocked on my door 3 separate times in an hour. Denny's was coming over. So when I hear a knock on the door, I go, it's got to be Denny's. Although this was hey, man, do you have cocaine in your house kind of a knock.
It was a police knock.
It was.
Bird texts me, and he goes, hey, are you here? And I say, no, I'm about to leave my house. And he goes, okay.
So I go out there, and there's this fucking squirrely dude hanging out in my front yard. I go, all right, he's probably trying to sell some shit. 15 minutes later, same guy. I'm like, fuck this guy. And then you come over,
Yeah, and we're hanging out.
and he does it again.
It was a cop knock. I say we must address it. Bird looked through the window and saw it was the same guy. So I go, let's just see what he's up. He would not accept. No, he would not accept it.
Was I a dick at all?
No, the whole time.
I was polite. I always think I'm
Polite.
getting fucking taped.
Yeah, for sure.
That guy was such a dick.
So
Right?
He never even left a space for you to speak. It was just a continuous stream, and then it would end with, "So am I signing you up?"
Well, I feel when a human tells you no, I'm out. Hey, Bird, do you want this Hot Pocket? No. Okay.
Third no. It was the third no in the conversation. I had to interject, and I go, "We got to get out. No, we're not interested." And he still made us do 2 more no's after that.
Grandma, you want this beef and cheddar? No. Okay, Grandma, I ain't going to ask you again. When you ask somebody, when they say no, damn it, fuck, no means no.
That was 5 no's.
This motherfucker would not leave, and he wanted to. He was talking shit about every bug company.
He was trying to poach from your bug service.
Yeah, it was weird.
He also had a combined other service. It was like he was trying to get you 2 services.
I don't know, man. Just don't ever answer the fucking door.
Oh gosh, so the one that's the worst. There's a home security company. They come by our house at 8:30 at night. It's 8 to 8:30. It's getting dark even by today's standards.
Yeah.
It's getting dark, and will not accept no. You're standing there half dressed because it's well, we get up early, so maybe we're a little bit different, but
It's a very frat drunk date. It's a aggressive.
It's very aggressive sales tactic.
I don't like it. It's not. You're not gonna. You came to my. Well, the reason why I answered the door the third time, Sweet Denny's was here, and I go, "Do I just need to fucking answer this door so we have a story for tomorrow on the air?" He goes, "Yeah, answer the door.
Let's get it.
Let's get it, and we have a story for the air."
Oh, the security guy's like, he's hitting the wall. He goes, "Huh? Is this place safe?" They dropping all these negs on me, and I'm like, "Yeah, but it's fine. What are you coming at me?"
He
like
did the
that?"
same thing. He's like,
hate that.
he's like, so are they taking care of mosquitoes? Because I'm looking up here.
You're like, "It's
Like,
fine,
dude,
alright."
you're fucking creeping me. First of all, you're staring me down like I owe you money. It was a weird. I hated
I think that I looked it up afterwards because I thought I was getting a shakedown. I had to look it up, and they go, "No, that's how they sell."
Yeah, it was so embarrassing. I mean, when moments like this happen, it was literally the day. God, stop saying literally. I'm trying to get some buzzwords out.
It's tough.
Me and Denny's were talking about some of we call them, they're crutches.
Yes.
At least that's how we've been explained that they are in broadcasting. And I've got about 4 right now that
Literally.
I'm trying to fizzle out. The one that I'm so mad about that I keep doing. So to Denny's point,
To Bird's point,
when I go back and hear audio of myself, I'm like, oh, Bird, fuck.
literally, actually, those are 2 I must cease using.
I have to. I've
It
worked,
takes diligent work.
I've worked hard on getting out, on the show, Kevin and Virginia. There's 2 that they fascinating, and the chat room will help me out. It's fascinating. There's 2 that are it's interesting and fascinating.
Oh, hilarious.
And every time anyone on the show says it, the whole chat room will put a drink emoji.
Hilarious.
It's part of the. But I had to, because I was a part of that clan for a long time, and I got it out. It's rare for me to say fascinating or interesting because I took it out.
Suits and I yell drink every time Virginia gets cut off by the bumper music. That's if we were playing a drinking game, that's our rule. Every time Virginia gets cut off by the bumper music by Kevin, we always say drink.
Oh, it's so good.
It's so funny.
Yes, but I have, Denny's, I have to, seriously, shock me, text me. If I go, well, to Kevin's point, punch me in the balls.
It's tough. It's tough to break habits.
Yeah, I hate it. I think it's a sign of respect to give someone the nod on the air going, yeah, good point, dog. I'm giving you ups. I'm giving you, you know, a compliment, but it's annoying. I hate it
I think
when I do it.
I think it's polite, but I hear it's used very often.
Where did I get that from?
I hear it all the time.
I just got it from the culture.
Just from the cloud of language, I guess. the stratosphere of the internet.
Good name of an album, Cloud of Language. I like that, Denny's.
New wave.
All right, let's see what the chat room is saying. We've got a tough love. If you're tough enough. You know that song, If You're Tough Enough?
Yes.
By the
I'm not.
the Fabulous Thunderbirds. You old bird. We got a Toff in the chat room. We got an Aaron back. We got a Sammy Lentz. Sammy was in the last horror movie.
Yes.
She was in the orgy scene.
Also in the Snack King video.
Yes. We love a Sammy. We got a Heidi in the chat room. We also have an Angie from Hollywood.
Yes.
Yes. Yes, King.
Yes, King. Yes, Queen.
It's a loose podcast here.
Oh, I mean, it was spontaneous.
We weren't even supposed to do this shit. All right. Thank you guys for the lawn information and answers.
You got tons of help.
I got nothing.
You're probably in a worse place than you were earlier.
I'm now going to even overthink it more than I was. Fuck. All right, Denny's. Do you remember the movie with the Zuckerberg dude?
The Social Network?
Yes, thank you. Zuckerberg. Zuckerberg. The Vossel twins?
Yeah.
What was their names? The Vossel Winkles?
I can't remember.
All right, chat room, help me out. Those the two twins. It was the guy that eats humans. He played Army Hammer played them in the movie.
That's right. Yes.
The Vossel Winkles.
Yes.
Those twins. They came out with I guess they have a band. Now here's a clip of them playing live.
Oh, geez.
Is it good or is it bad?
All right. I'm curious myself.
The
here.
Winklevosses.
All right. Winklevoss Twins Band. Here
Yes.
they are.
I think it's enough, Denny's. I think we punished the Sweet 16.
I don't know if I
liked it.
Yeah.
I can tell you that I hated it.
It sounded like Cocktails and Karaoke.
It sounded like we are in hour 2, the back end of Cocktails and Karaoke, and I'm so in the mode of pizza. Cannot wait.
Yes.
To feed pizza.
So I Cocktails and Karaoke became a lot because we did it every weekend.
Oh,
but
fuck.
there was not much better than it because it's fun to get out, drink something, and then to get pizza afterwards and chill. Like that was always like the nicest part on a Friday.
Well, my complaint will always be when you overdo something.
Absolutely.
And I don't have the power to say we shouldn't do, especially if it's an event where there's a sales deal.
Mm-hmm.
And they go, you guys are doing Cocktails and Karaoke for 9 years every Friday. There's not much I can do at times. I can give my opinion, and it is what it is. I just think things get watered down. And maybe not even from an audience perspective, and I think it does.
Mm-hmm.
But even if you're up there doing it, you can kind of see when people are over something.
Yeah.
And that's important to recognize with any aspect in life, whether it's your personal life, your job, maybe you're playing softball and you don't want to do it anymore, but you're doing it just because it's an obligation. I've been talking about men's softball a lot this week. I don't know why.
Is it subliminally or into it?
I'll never play men's softball or co-ed softball ever again.
All right.
I shouldn't say that. Only in Sith lives in absolutes.
For sure.
I'd be out there. I would never. Stop saying never. Absolutes. It's just I did it for a couple of years and it sucked balls.
You got a taste of it and it wasn't your thing.
Well, because I think for some people, and I understand it, that's their hobby and that's me and you love to write and do music and that's our thing. And
absolutely.
For some people, playing softball's their thing. If someone tried to, fuck around with my hobby, I'd be very annoyed. Mm-hmm. That's their thing. They take it seriously.
Yeah.
So when you get people that aren't taking it as seriously and some people that are, you're going to get kind of a mixed kind of mood.
Yeah, some people do it as, when they have free time. You're right. Anytime, even bands are like that. We were talking music. It's hard to keep a band together.
It's hard to keep anything
For-
together that's a group where
Yes.
people want multiple ideas and to be heard.
Mhm.
It's not the easiest thing. Everyone's kind of have to drop their ego a little bit.
You want to be heard, Jim? Those are your words. It's my Robert California.
From The Office.
Yeah, what a random.
I actually, and this is just for the Office fans, and this is when we're gonna lose. We are now 24 strong.
We'll jump right back into regular though.
Yeah, the Robert California series. That would be James Spader. I didn't mind him
I didn't
on
either.
The
I
Office.
thought he was good.
All right, that's all we'll say. I know. I kind of hate if we talk too long about a show on the air. I kind of get the feeling, if you don't watch the show, why do you give a fuck what we're saying? Now, and I think some people may get sold on that, but I think there's going to be a percentage going, I didn't see this. I'm lost.
If you keep it around 3 minutes, I feel like a person could sit through that and not want to tune out if they weren't into it. So if they started talking about Bridgerton, you're going to be very probably tuned out.
Oh, we got a complaint. I forget what it was, but because I went back and timed it out. It was such a long email, almost a manifesto about. We talked about something, and I went back because I remember going, we barely talked about that. I want to see if it had any merit. We talked about it for 17 seconds. It might have been.
Oh my god!
It might have been the COVID vaccine. It might have been vaccine.
Got you. Something down that
Something.
route.
Something. If it's not the vaccine, it was something in that realm.
Gotcha.
And it was 17 seconds, and they wrote, "Why the fuck you always gotta bring it up?" I'm like, "Oh my
man.
god."
Chapter 7, I declare. Yeah, no, that's awful.
Denny's could do the best podcast on the crazy calls he gets that you guys would never even hear.
Sometimes people just call, yell, and then hang up. Sometimes people just call to say a point, then they say they love the show.
Do you have a crazy call that really sticks out to you? You've been doing this
It's
gig for almost a decade now.
It's hard to think of them anymore just because they all kind of blur. And it's just, it depends. Sometimes I'll be doing something for the show and somebody will call and they're yelling about something while I'm doing something for
Yeah, you're getting
It's
the
such a weird-
no-name movie game stuff ready.
Exactly. And I'm like, yeah, I know we suck. We're just the fucking worst. And I'm trying to divide these movies up so there's no repeats from the week before.
Yes.
It's so sometimes those you'll get blasted, but you kind of just have to get through it real quick. And then a lot of times they just hang up on your ass.
Or the worst, you were telling me a story today, and this is when you shouldn't read the comments because it does annoy you. They'll go, "Oh, Denny's, put the bong down. You're
Oh,
so
yeah.
fucking wrong." And of course, like anything, you'll go back to check your work to see if you are wrong. And that person is so wrong.
They're wrong or they misinterpret it.
Yes.
Dude, there was a best of show, right? And this guy called in and he's like, "Tell Virginia she's wrong and she needs to shut up." And I go, "Was it something in the best of clip? Today's the best of clip." He goes, "Oh, no, I thought you were talking about," and it was some topic that was relevant.
That was trending that day.
That was trending that day. He goes, "I just assumed you guys were talking about it." He wasn't even listening to the show. He just called, but he was legit mad sounding. It was crazy. I couldn't believe it. But stuff down that route, you get almost a customer service level of aggression sometimes.
Someone just sent me a Twitter message, and they go, "Bird, what's one of the craziest things that happened to you at an event?" And forgive me if I've told this story before, but it was so fucking crazy, Denny's. It was up in Port St. Lucie. I won't say where it was at because I think we
Alright.
still do commercials with them, and I don't know the fucking rules.
Yeah.
You never know who you're going to offend. But I had to give away, it was either Jonas Brother tickets or Miley Cyrus, and it's in the heyday of when they were king fuck of Fuck Mountain. Jonas Brothers, Miley Cyrus,
Oh, yeah.
one of
I
those
get
bands.
It. I get it.
And
They had their promise ring still.
yes, and it was, everybody signed up for this contest to win one pair of tickets, and they were, hundreds of people in this small ass store. I felt like it was all of Port St. Lucie just in this one store. It was cold when I first got there, and then by the time I left, people were sweating. There were that many people there. And it was a dumb fucking rule where you could submit your name as many times as you
Oh my
wanted.
gosh.
Yeah, it was some insane thing that I just found the rules out right before I was doing this thing. And I'm not going to lie, people were not happy because they told me I could not give the tickets out until the end of the event. And it was a shitty event, nothing going on. People were waiting around with their PUDs in their hands.
Yeah.
And I had to wait 2 hours to give out these tickets. And it was a fucking nightmare. I would say a person's name and they weren't there, and the person had to be present to win the
There's
ticket.
nothing worse when you have to
Oh
skip
my
through
God.
2 people's names.
And it went. I shit you. It was like a movie. It went about 7 to 10 minutes deep where I did not pick a winner. Nobody was there. I go, Todd Grossmanson. Todd Grossmanson. No, Grossmanson's not there. Vicky Toddy Tits. And Titty Tots isn't there. This went on for so. And then you finally got somebody, and it was this older dude who won these like little kid tickets.
Yeah, and you feel like
And he was kind of a dick about it in front of all these people.
terrible.
And this guy from Port St. Lucie followed me all the way to my car, screaming at me, telling me he's going to take me down. Oh, you fucked with the wrong one. I mean, this guy was so... I never got out of an event so quick. I thought this guy was going to kill me.
Terrible.
His kids are crying. It was awful.
Dude,
That would be the worst event for me.
I had to do a raffle once, and the problem was it started off fine, but then a typhoon came through. It was so much rain that everyone left, and it was right when I had to do the raffle. There was only 2 people hanging. We had to go through the bin and find those 2 people's names, and then we had to go through the bin and find those 2 people's names, and then randomly draw between them. It was that
gosh.
uncomfortable.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody left because it was storming like a hurricane.
Well, sometimes what happens, especially back then with my story, you would get in these things where a salesperson would make a deal at the last second of midnight
Yes.
to where it's money for the company, and then you get kind of a last minute request to do something, and it's very no time to kind of think about it. You got to go. And then the salesperson is the creative, in quote, of what's going to happen at the event. And you're on the way to the event and
you're reading it.
reading this crazy fucking shit. Go, wait, what?
Yeah.
And you then now have to do it because it's a binding contract where they signed on for it. It can lead to some arguments on Monday. That's all.
Yeah, I mean, that's all it is. I mean,
That's it.
That's the one cool thing, about, I guess, the profession. If you mess up, it's really just like a commercial played 2 extra times, or if it's 60 instead of a 30, or, stuff like that. The sun will still rise.
Oh, dude, it's a bunch of whiny bitches.
Everybody gets mad, but then honestly, by Tuesday, nobody even cares. It's moved on to the next bullet point.
It's so much, yeah. Denny's there's always a new story, but that's with every career. I feel like every job has so much drama that you could do your own script. You could do your own season 1 on Netflix with the drama. Teachers could easily do.
Every profession could write about their profession and make it into a sitcom.
You could do it there. Okay, so for example, my lawn service, they have about 10 people that work for there. There's no way there's not drama there. There's drama.
And then every house could be its own. They're at a house and they see drama happening, and then that becomes a side storyline.
110%.
That could easily be such a great
If
concept.
you worked at a liquor store, you could do a series on the fucked up drunk, or you could just do it.
You go outside, there's people outside, there's so much drama that could happen.
Every place has got that weird dynamic of, and I think that just goes where, you go out to the world, you're not going to get along with everybody.
Oh, absolutely. There's a lot of people here.
Would you say you get along with 70, 80, 90, 50% of just people in your life?
I get along with 70%. 30% I'll get along with really well. Probably like 30, I'd say like 35% I get along with decently, and then I'd say 33% I'm not going to get along with at all, ever.
The older I got, I would say it's about 30%.
I'd say
think
33,
that
33,
we're just not going to ever. You don't want me at your barbecue. I don't want to be at your barbecue. C'est la vie.
Yeah. I think it's that ratio though, because
Yeah.
there's some people that are gonna be pretty indifferent.
But I think that goes.
Unoffensive to them.
I think that goes with anybody. The 30% that I don't like, they're probably not going to like me either. I'd be in their 30%.
For sure. If somebody's probably very regimented and organized and doesn't like tomfoolery, I mean, he's probably not going to get your act as much as somebody who enjoys that type of stuff.
Yeah.
And same with me. If somebody doesn't think pot's cool, or
we all have our ways of getting through the world, which is really odd. Not everybody. That again, that's an absolute, Denny. But a lot of people, I think they're right,
yeah,
and they get stuck in just nope. I'm just fucking right.
Mm-hmm.
And I think when you are staying in that world, and I'm talking about matters of the heart stuff, it's going to be tough for there ever to be a compromise. You know, you always hear let's listen to each other and let's but if it's matters of the heart stuff and you guys really do not agree on something like that, I don't see you ever getting along.
Yeah. No, I don't think you can.
And that's okay.
Oh, there's nothing wrong with that. It doesn't make people bad people. I think just it's hard to be compatible with everyone.
You don't have to get along with everybody, but you don't have to fight with everybody. There's a difference.
Absolutely. I think there's a lot of people you can coexist with perfectly fine without ever having a confrontation with, even though you guys aren't very similar. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
You just aren't. You guys don't hit each other's buttons, whatever those are. I think 33% is just no matter what you do as a person, you're just gonna rub the wrong way.
And it's odd because people are fucking crazy. Everybody is.
Mm-hmm.
Human, just our species is odd. You don't know why you don't like something sometimes.
Yeah.
It just rubs you the wrong way. I mean, I was telling Denny's today, and I know I sound like a dinosaur, and maybe that's just the progress of all this. You start to not understand certain things. But I go, I'm watching TikTok. TikTok's such a thing with with work. You got to be on TikTok, blah, blah, blah. I personally hate TikTok, but I also want to be a team player and do my job and try to learn all that shit.
You got to be part of it all.
But I'm just going through so much of it, and I'm just seeing what everyone's doing, and I look at Denny's and I go, this can't be helping humanity, right? Is it helping?
No. I mean, it allows everyone to throw their thoughts up immediately.
Is that a good thing?
I mean, so there's always good born from bad and vice versa. I mean, it's just how it is. You have that power. Oh, there's going to be good that does come from that.
I've got a couple relatives I always talk about from up north, and I go, yeah, I don't know if people do need to hear their thoughts.
Absolutely. They probably do not need to.
They're
But
pretty insane.
yeah, and I mean, there's no checkpoint, you just film it and flick it up and it goes right to the internet.
And you're right. There's really good. There is. Obviously, everyone should always have their voice heard.
Absolutely.
But you have to admit when that does happen, it turns into complete, absolute chaos.
Well, it opens a lot.
It opens a lot.
If you open the portal, there's a lot that can come through that portal.
Yes.
It could be anything in abundance or in non-abundance.
Yeah. And to me, TikTok is nothing different than any of this other. I mean, social media is social media, man. You're doing goofy shit on the fucking internet and you're sharing it.
It reminds me of the clubs downtown, right? More or less, when a club goes out of business, it gets replaced with another club. It's not that the concept of club fails there. People get tired of that club.
Yeah, exactly.
They want a new club.
Well, that's why I was so confused when Facebook took such fire. I was so weirded out by everybody in radio acting like that was the first platform. They'd never seen anything like this before. And I go, motherfucker, have you ever heard of MySpace? I mean, MySpace and Facebook were... I get it that there's differences. I get it. But they're sort of the same. You're connecting with people on the internet.
It's social is the keyword. It's all social.
Yeah.
You're socializing. I mean, think about... not even that long ago, let's just say, 100 years ago. To get somebody a message, it took a lot of work. And think about all the things that could happen. If you sent a message through post, there's a chance somebody could have killed the postman that was delivering your message. The postman could have gotten sick. There's so many things that could happen, so you never even know if your message really makes it. Now we have the ability I can send text
Yeah.
to any single person I feel like at any point. That's so much power. Think about if somebody was getting important news and that news never ever made it to them. There's a chance in history that probably changed the course of their entire life. It's almost impossible for that to happen now. There's 9 ways to get connected.
Well, here's my question, because you make some great points there. To the strong 21 to 24 that keeps bouncing in the chat room, are we too connected now? I feel like being connected is great, but are we overly connected as a society? We are so connected, Denny's. My gosh. To the point where we go, I don't know, is this a good thing? And I don't know the answer.
Well, you can be
I'm
reached
asking.
on every social media. So if you have 3 social medias, there's 3 extra ways you could be connected. Not including your phone, or not including your phone number. I mean, not even including your emails. An average person probably has, 3 emails?
Now, what do you say to? I'm going to call the chat room the press. They're going to fire questions at us, and they are the press.
All right.
Okay, journalist Chris Carter in the chat room goes, and please tell me how you feel and answer it honestly. Ha ha ha! Denny's high as fuck right now.
Oh, I mean, that's accurate. That's an accurate statement. There's a period at the end of that statement. I mean, that's what we were doing for the last.
Throw your questions at us. You guys are the press. We are up here at the table. Let us know what you got. A couple more stories. We're kind of doing like a low budget version of the Weird and Whatever, very loose. And I guess we all agree the Winklevoss twins sucked balls.
Yeah, it sounded like a karaoke group. It kind of spun us off to a tangent.
Now, you are married, Denny's, and you're one of the few people in my personal life that I always speak highly of when it comes to marriage. I feel like you really did marry your best friend or your version of yourself. And you guys not only respect each other, you guys have other things going on in your life. There's a lot of things, in my opinion, you guys do that make it work oh so nicely. And a lot of it is the golden rule of #BeCool. You guys understand each other's moods, and you guys are self-aware, which I feel like does not happen a lot in a lot of relationships that I see in my personal life that are struggling.
All right. So, do you...
Well, my question would be, what do you do personally that makes that work to where there is such little drama? Because you guys don't have much drama.
Yeah, well, so I think we get along to begin with, so that helps out a lot. It's kind of like when we hang out and stuff, we get along really well. So I think that helps. I don't know. I mean,
do you think it's the ability for both of you to read each other's moods? Do you guys do that well? I feel like you definitely are pretty good with reading people's moods. You know if someone's leave them alone. Does she do that with you too?
Oh, yeah. I think we get our own separate time too, which is good. I mean, everywhere we've lived together, we've been fortunate to have enough space to where you can separate. Like you said, we have stuff to do. I mean, and both being into creative arts, a lot of time you put music on and stuff. It's something you can do together. If you're not doing it together, it's something that you can separate and do. I mean, I think having your own hobbies is very important as well.
Yeah, there's a Billy Joel song called A Room of Our Own. And it really kind of talks about how everybody, it doesn't matter who you are. If you're married, if you are the biggest people person, there's a moment where you got to go be by yourself and get quiet. Get your thoughts collected. Everyone needs a room, and I think it's more of a metaphor, not literal room of your own, but a space where you can go to collect yourself. And I think that is a key too to keeping a healthy marriage. Now, of course, I don't have a marriage, and I've had a serious relationship in quite a long time, but I haven't had a serious relationship because I think I didn't have those things that you had with a Jen, where you guys can read each other's and understand each other's moods and be respectful of that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, it again, it's always probably communication.
And I bring that up because there's a story where this is a trending story. 75, they've been married for 75 years, this couple. And the gentleman is letting us know the 3 keys to make a marriage work. and I want to get, I want to sell what you do and what I think and admire about your marriage, what I think makes it work. And I want to compare the two.
All right, yeah, I haven't heard of this.
How long have you been married? 75 years, June 14th.
The key to 75 years is what?
Well, just the normal 3 things that you have to do, and that is take out the trash and put on the toilet seat, and yes, dear.
All right.
What do you think of that?
I mean, there's a lot to that. I'd agree.
Okay.
I guess basically just do the stuff you're gonna do around the house.
Do you put the
And
toilet
then
seat
agree.
down?
I do.
But I think those are more of, again, kind
I
of
think he's just
a
saying-
metaphor.
Exactly. I don't think he means.
Don't leave piss on the toilet seat. If a hot button, and my gosh, man, Virginia,
I think it's with a lot of.
she really has a hot button about that trash. Oh my gosh! If Panda doesn't take out
You're
the trash,
right.
she turns. She goes full on Category 5 witch.
Yeah, she does.
The trash is a hot button. So what I would say is, if you know that's the hot button, take out the fucking
If I was
trash.
Panda, I would take out the trash every other day. It would just be part of my day.
But does Panda take out the trash and maybe miss one day out of 30, and then the witch blows it up? I don't know. I'm not there.
I just find it hard to get to a point where it's being blown up if it's only one. It has to be a repeat offense. Otherwise, it doesn't really get brought up,
Yeah, so maybe what that old dude is trying to say is really zone in on those things that annoy your mate and don't do them.
Yeah, just try to subtract that. Honestly, think about yourself. If there's something that's annoying you every day, it's going to start festering.
It does, man. And again, you always got to walk a fine line, especially if you first are starting to date somebody, and you may think you like them, but you don't know, and there's maybe something that annoys you about whatever. Do you bring that up or do you let it go? You know what I mean? Is it when you say festering?
I think you pick and choose what you let go, and
you do, but if it's something that is completely festering every time,
you have to probably bring it up. Otherwise, it's gonna harbor resentment. Probably, I would imagine that would manifest into resentment.
and I think you learn a lot within 2 months.
Oh yeah, I think. Well, it's hard. You kind of got the blinders on for the beginning of relationships.
You do. If you guys are attracted to each other,
Yeah.
you don't. I mean, there is so much new shine of new vagina and new dong,
You'll overlook a lot, right?
or new dong and new dong, or new vagina, whatever you're into. That there's that new shine of just getting in there and loving it. You
Oh,
don't.
yeah.
It's easy to look past a lot of shit.
It is. So I think it gets a little bit tough to decipher at first. I'd say if you date somebody for a year, from the year to the second year, you'll probably notice a lot of probably true tendencies.
Yeah, I would go. I agree, especially depending on how much you see that person within that year.
Absolutely.
If you are, and a lot of my relationships, so I'm only speaking up from my point of view, is where I don't see them every day because we have a busy schedule and, life happens and you may see them once or twice. So you don't really, your time of getting to know that person is a lot slower. Now, if you are somebody that's seeing each other every day, you can definitely get on the little moods of one another. You can hide a lot from dating somebody from a 1 to 2 times a week.
I think it's time is what breaks that down because it's hard to hold it for a long time.
And the other thing, too, is seeing somebody how they act when shit does not go right.
It's always a good...
It is.
Because you can see a different side of a person where I guess maybe that phrase comes from. But a person where you're like, I did not know they were...
Well, have you ever been with somebody where for about a month it's been amazing and then something small, even not like a relationship issue, it may be an outside force happens where someone cuts you off or someone forgets a drink or something where their reaction
What
is
the hell?
Yeah, it's so over the top psychopath going, holy fuck. Maybe that was a one-time thing, but it kind of it puts that red flag out
It does.
there.
It does. It can happen though, because I mean, Think about all the things that could happen in a person's life too, and you're just meeting them and beginning a relationship with them.
Maybe they had the pissiest day at work. Their boss is on their ass. Their dad said something. Whatever the case, it piled up, and then the last straw was someone not bringing their root beer, and you see their worst version, which we all have our worst version of ourselves.
Oh yeah.
Do you know when you are at your worst version of yourself?
Yeah.
Well, I guess to go deeper, do you know what would lead up to giving your worst version of yourself out? Is it lack of sleep? Is it not
Yes, all
exercise?
of that.
Do you know what would lead to a Denny's going, that was the worst version of myself, and this is why it happened?
Yeah, not getting, if you, like you were saying, getting your room or your space, not getting sleep, all that. Absolutely. Those two, I'd say sleep is probably one of the biggest ones.
To not being able to get, if you're not, especially the older you get, I think weekends or whether you don't get off a week, just off time, whatever your off time is, I think that gets more valuable.
It does.
Well, because maybe you start losing people in your life, and you go, man, more real moments in my life in the moment need to happen. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, Daddy. What do I know? Small town kid from Lake Park.
No, but I mean, you're right. Your weekends, your free time, all becomes much more valuable. I bet it
does.
I bet as you build a family as well, your
my
free time
gosh.
becomes even more valuable.
I'm not I haven't had a big family in quite a long time, but
and you were raised in a big family.
and I was raised in a big family, and I've lost that kind of feeling. But for people who really have a big family that are connected and love that kind of feeling, I get. Hell, if you love your kids and love spending time with them and you can't because of work, that'd be a real bummer.
Oh, you come into work a little crotchety, and then that lasts for 2 days. You're just a little crotchety, but then your boss throws some weird news at you about some project you have to do.
Exactly.
And then you go into the next week now tired.
And I think there's some people that don't. It's not that they don't want to spend time with their kids, but I think they're okay with their kids being on their own. But I have friends that are legit family people. They want to go camping and river hunting. Is that a term? River hunting? I don't know. Maybe if you're searching to go to a river, but they want to go. They want to do everything with the family, and that jacks them up. And then there's other people that have a family, and they all kind of do their own thing. If you're a true family person and you want to spend time with your kids, yeah, man, that would suck balls.
Yeah, I agree.
Thank you, Danny.
Yeah. Let us see. Are we going to wind this bad boy down?
Nope.
I think my laptop's about to die.
We're going to go another 20 minutes.
Again, unprepared.
No,
impromptu. I had a low charge.
Absolutely. No, we're going to go ahead and end this thing. I do want to thank the 34 strong, Denny's.
Yes.
We triple dozened that thing.
It's a grower.
It is. You want to be a grower, not a shower, in my opinion. You drive for show, you putt for dough.
Absolutely.
Steady as the race, as they say. Well, weirdos, thank you guys for tuning in for this weird, odd podcast.
Yes, oddball.
If you are tuning in late, we are going to be taking some weeks off for the weird and whatever. Vicky's traveling. I think Becca's traveling. We're all going to be just kind of doing our own thing for a few weeks. It's not going to work out. But if you have a location, a property that would be cool for the horror movie, if you want to be an extra or even maybe even actor, let me know. Hit me up, Jason KVJ on my Instagram or our KVJ at gmail.com, right? Is that what the fuck it is?
Mail at kvjshow.com. Mail at kvjshow.com.
It's a lot. It's a lot, Denny's. All right, guys. We love you all, and Bigfoot is real.
What was that? What? What's that sound? It's aliens, and they're living in your town. Damn. They have arrived. They're all around. So many aliens living in your town. Are you scared of aliens? Well, you should be.